In memory of Dr. Tommy Doyle, 1939 to 1965. Gone but not forgotten, with love from all his friends in Blanchard Falls. Isn't it nice that after all these years, he has loved ones who still remember him?
Her name is Emily Vincent, but unfortunately for her, she was not one of Tommy's loved ones. She loved Tommy, but Tommy didn't love her back.
Oh, my. Well, if Tommy didn't love Emily, who did he love?
Get out of the way! You don't own the sidewalk. You're here to teach you any manners.
Good morning, Mrs. Doyle.
I've been opening my own doors for 60 years. I think I can make it through one more day.
Tommy was in love with her?
That's his widow, Annie Doyle. She's forgotten what love is all about.
Seems like a very sad way to live.
Which is why God sent her an angel.
There are two prices on this soup. That's multiple pricing. It's illegal.
The box boy made a mistake. I charged you the lower price.
You're just obeying the law. Don't make it seem as if you're doing me a favor. This is wrong. You owe me 41 cents.
1 quarter, 1 nickel, 1 dime, and 1 penny. 41 cents.
Anna's been losing her eyesight for quite some time now. She doesn't want to admit it.
Poor woman, that must be terrible for her.
It is, especially for such an independent lady. But there's some things she needs to see before she goes blind.
What are they?
I'm not sure yet, baby. Blanchard Falls is a town full of secrets and lies. You can practically feel it in the air.
So my assignment is to find the truth?
No, the truth will surface. It always does. Your assignment is to be Annie's friend.
Now that sounds fairly simple.
Don't you believe it? Annie will want no part of you. And neither will this town.
Oh, hello, Hello.
When you walk down the road, heavy burden, heavy load, I will rise and I will walk with you. I'll walk with you till the sun don't even shine. Walk with you every time I tell you I'll walk with you. Walk with you. Believe me, I'll walk with you.
Who is it?
Hello, my name is Monica.
I never buy anything door to door. Everyone knows that.
I'm not asking for anything. I'm offering something. I'm new in town. I'm looking for work.
I don't need any help.
I noticed that your lawn was covered with leaves.
It is.
I can handle a rake with the best of them, and I bake a mean peanut butter cookie.
Peanut butter. That's my favorite.
You see, we're working well together already.
There's a cot in the attic. You'll get room and board, no salary. I'm not made of money. No music, no boyfriends, no pets. You don't have any noisy hobbies, do you?
Not at all. I pray a lot.
You're not one of those God squatters, are you?
Well, I do have a very strong faith.
Faith is like spit. Fine to have it, just keep it to yourself. I'll be right back. Don't bother to sit.
Most people go by Vaporetti, the water buses that zip along the Grand Canal. Only 3 bridges span the Grand Canal. The most famous is the Rialto.
Not a good start. You've been here 5 minutes and already you're touching things. Now let's go.
I'm sorry. It's just that I saw it was about Venice. Go where?
Less talking and more driving. You do drive, right?
I must say, I'm not much at bingoing.
Don't tell me you play worse than you drive.
My name is Tess. I'm new here, but I intend to know everybody's name before Deacon Dalrymple comes back from his well-deserved vacation.
What the heck is she doing back here?
She's here to stick our faces in it again. Who's that with her?
There's nobody from around here. Relative, maybe.
She has no relatives, you know that.
Annie, those three in the back, do you know them?
Well, if you mean that old shrew sitting with two old men who have no lives, so they sit around all day talking about everybody else's, then it's Emily Vincent, Russell Brewster, and Marcus Cavanaugh.
All right, now, here we go. G56. G56.
Don't have that one.
Me neither.
Oh, yes, you do, Annie. Look.
Oh, yes.
So, you said you haven't been here in years.
That's right. I stay to myself. I mind my own business.
B.
Not like some others.
9. B.
You have that one, right there.
9.
Oh, yes, yes. I see that.
I-16. I-16.
That's right there, Annie.
I know how to play.
So why today of all days?
Well, Miss Nosy, if you must know everything, because I ran into Emily earlier today, and I realized how much I miss ticking those people off.
Ticking people off. I don't know what that means.
You know,
N.
working their last nerve, boiling their blood, ticking them off.
O-71. O-71.
What does it mean when you have them all in a straight line?
Bingo.
Bingo!
I can't believe you won.
Not me, Annie. You. You won.
I won? I won. Are they ticked off?
I believe they are.
Oh, 71! Give Annie Doyle a toaster oven.
Here, I'll take it to the kitchen.
Oh, forget it. Throw it out. I don't need it. I just knew Emily had her eye on it.
Why do you enjoy ticking people off?
Not all people, just those people.
Why those people?
I have my reasons. Turn on my tape.
Venice?
Yes. Have you been there?
No, but I hear it's wonderful.
Yes. I first heard of it when I was 5. My father went there on a business trip. He sent me a postcard. A postcard of a gondola. A gondola floating down the Grand Canal. I couldn't believe there was water where streets should be. And even though I was just a little girl, I knew I would have to see Venice for myself.
And was it as beautiful as you imagined?
I never went.
Never. Why not?
Monica, we're doing a lot of talking and no working. Now get to it.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Maybe you should see a doctor.
I told you I'm not made of money.
But there's so much you have to see before you...
Before I go blind, I'm not going blind. Now get to work. What do you think you're doing?
I was just going to put this away.
It doesn't go there. And neither do you. Stay out of the basement.
I'm sorry.
Just stay out. Never go down there. Do you understand?
Most people go by Vaporetti, the water buses that zip along the Grand Canal. Only 3 bridges span the Grand Canal. The most famous is the Rialto, which also gives its name to the surrounding district. Here the merchants of Venice congregated, just as Shakespeare wrote. The Rialto was a city's commercial hub, full of warehouses. Michelangelo was on a short visit to design the Rialto Bridge, but he lost out to his icon. To go anywhere fast, take a water taxi. But slow motion by gondola has to be part of the dream, whatever it costs.
My dearest Annie,
Nothing to compare with
I found the most wonderful land on earth, and it's mostly water. The light here is so different, almost as if it came from another sun.
although these waterside palaces.
Your life will not be complete until, God willing, you see Venice for yourself. Love, Papa. God willing. Oh, Annie. Annie, wake up. I need to tell you something. Wake up.
What?
I know what it is. I know what it is you're supposed to see. Annie, I want to take you to Venice.
Venice? What?
Yes, you and I are going to Venice, Italy.
What are you babbling about? You want to take me to Venice?
Yes, I know how much it means to you, and I've always wanted to see it myself.
How can you just take me to Venice? You have a bunch of those, what do they call them, frequent flyer miles or something?
Something, yes. Oh, Annie, think of it. We could be feeding the pigeons in St. Mark's Square, drinking coffee at Café Florian. We could take a gondola under the Bridge of Sighs.
You know, maybe this is the time.
Yes.
Hand me that big book. It has all the museums in it. Here. Turn on the light, Monica.
The light's on, Annie.
No, the one in here.
The one in here is on, Annie.
Oh, no. No. Not yet. Not now.
What is it, Annie? What's wrong?
I'm blind.
Dr. Waldron?
I've given her a sedative, and I've wondered for years this could happen. But you can't force somebody to take care of themselves.
It's just awful.
Well, what goes around comes around, I guess.
What are you saying, Doctor?
I haven't been in this house since Tommy. Look, miss, if you take my advice, you'll get out of this house and you won't come back. I can't come back here. This place gives me chills. I'll find my own way out.
What do you mean, Doctor? Annie, I'm so sorry.
You should be. I gave up on seeing Venice 30 years ago. I guess I can give up on seeing anything now.
I know how difficult this must be for you.
You don't know anything. Get out.
But I know that you need someone more than ever right now. I'll get out, Annie, but I'm not leaving.
What were you thinking, Miss Wings? I told you she had to see some things, but did I ever mention Venice?
Since Venice was all she cared about, I wanted her to see it while she still could.
You're an angel, not a travel agent. And God has something altogether different he wants her to see. Your job is to help Annie live with whatever that is, whenever that is. Are we clear?
Yes.
Good. Now, what do you think she's going to do with this nice little toaster oven?
What?
I was just sitting this nice little oven.
Where are you taking me?
Just outside to sit down.
I have chairs inside.
I know, but it's sunnier out here. And anyway, you've been inside for over a week. You need to get some fresh air. Careful.
Well, I guess I can look on the bright side. I can't see how awful my lawn is looking.
Annie, tell me about Tommy Doyle.
Tommy? Who told you about Tommy? Have you been listening to those blabbermouths in town?
No. I saw the fountain in town, and then your doctor mentioned him.
My husband was very popular in this town. People loved him very much.
And you? Have a cookie. Peanut butter.
Thank you. I knew I'd marry Tommy the day I met him. I was waitressing. He was in college. He'd come by with his books, and we'd talk about all the places we'd rather be. He said Venice. Just like my father. We went together while Tommy was in medical school. And after he graduated, we came back here to get married and planned a long honeymoon.
To Venice.
To Venice.
But you never went.
No. Tommy died the day after our wedding.
Oh, no, Annie.
Please, I don't want to talk about it, but I would like to finish my cookie.
Hello.
Who's there?
It's Andrew. Annie Doyle.
Hello, Annie Doyle.
I told you before, no boyfriends.
Oh, Andrew's not a boyfriend. He's a friend. I thought you could use the company when I run some errands. Unless, of course, you're planning on giving up eating.
You're just going to leave me?
You'll be in good hands. I'll be right back.
So do you mind if we come up?
We?
Yeah, I brought a friend. Let's say hello to Annie.
Oh. Your friend is a dog.
My friend is a guide dog. Her name's Casey.
I don't need a guide dog.
Well, maybe she needs you. So, do you mind if I get her some water?
Suit yourself. There's a hose on the side.
Thank you.
What are you, a mutt? You don't smell clean enough to be a purebred. They have mouthwash for dogs now, you know. Want a cookie?
Hello. Hello. My name is Monica, and I work for...
I know who you are, and I know who you work for.
Am I ticking you off?
You certainly are. Learn that from Annie?
What does everyone in this town have against that poor woman? Have you heard that she's gone completely blind?
Of course I heard. It's a small town. Word travels fast.
You don't seem too upset by it.
It's because I'm not. Sounds like Annie Doyle got just what's coming to her.
Why is everyone so cruel? Annie doesn't deserve to be treated like this.
She deserves it, and worse.
Why? What did she do?
Did you know that Annie was married once?
Yes, and her husband died.
Tommy didn't just die. Annie killed him.
Annie killed her husband.
That's right.
So that's her secret.
Some secret. Everybody in town knows. There we are. Tommy and I at our high school prom. Everybody in town loved Tommy. When he asked me to the prom, my mother was so happy that she sent all the way to Chicago a special pink organdy to make my dress. He was a golden boy around here. Even my father liked him, and that never happened, either before or after. My father put this picture up. And when folks would come into the store, he'd brag. "That's my future son-in-law," he'd say.
Tommy proposed to you?
The night of the prom. I promised that I'd wait for him until he graduated from medical school. He always wanted to be a doctor. But when his parents died, the only thing they were able to leave him was the house.
Annie's house.
Tommy's house. So, the whole town took up a collection. Really dug down deep. We sent Tommy to medical school. And in return, he promised to come back and be the town doctor. He was going to open his practice downstairs in the house. And we were going to live upstairs. Monica, I waited for him 8 long years. Bagging groceries and waiting. Finally, he did come back. But when he did, he wasn't alone.
He was with Annie.
Oh, she was just a trashy little gold digger from the city who had her claws sunk into a doctor. Our doctor. My doctor.
Emily, I've run a... Are you all right? Is she bothering you?
No. Oh, no, she's fine. She just doesn't know.
You don't know?
I don't believe so.
Well, the day after they were married, they were on their way to the airport to go on their...
They were going on their honeymoon. Nobody really knows what happened. Somehow the car ended up in the river and Tommy was killed. He left Annie the house and she's lived there ever since.
Are you saying then that it was an accident?
We're not saying that at all.
There are a lot more questions than answers. There was a lot of talk, but nobody really knows for sure. There's no proof.
Some folks say that Annie murdered him and dumped his body in the river.
But why would she kill a man that she just married?
Well, maybe they had an argument. Maybe she found out that Tommy was engaged to Emily.
I loved Tommy Doyle, and it was never a secret. And he loved me till she showed up.
Emily, sometimes when our emotions are involved, it's hard to see things as they really are.
There's another rumor, Monica. Some say Tommy never left that house. That Annie killed him there, and then faked the entire accident. And that he's still there somewhere.
Which is a very good reason why she's never moved. She's afraid they'll find the body.
I don't believe it. What kind of a person would do something like that?
A crazy one.
Usually when people go grocery shopping, they get groceries.
All this time, Tess, I've been feeling sorry for Annie, but guess what?
What?
She killed her husband.
Well, did she now?
You said there were secrets and lies. Well, the rumor has it the body is still in the house. That's why the doctor wouldn't stay. And she won't let me into the basement, not even to clean. I'm afraid it all adds up.
Well, because it all adds up doesn't make it the truth. I'm disappointed in you, baby, believing that gossip and spreading it like it's the gospel. You're an angel. You're supposed to stand above that. If you want the truth, go to the source.
Hello. So how was Casey?
Mangiest flea bag I've ever come across.
Annie, I ran into Emily today, and She told me what happened to Tommy.
You're taking her side? I took you in, gave you a job and a place to stay.
I'm not taking sides. Everybody around here cared about Tommy, and they still don't know the truth.
All they cared about was finding somebody to blame. They never cared about the truth, neither do you. Get out.
Annie, have you been around enemies for so long that you can't recognize friends?
You're not my friend.
I want to be, but friends let friends into their lives.
It's been a long time since I've had a friend.
Especially one who bakes cookies.
We were married in the church down the street, same place we play bingo. Next day, we left for the airport on the way to Venice. I drove. It was a beautiful day. We were driving past the river. Tommy leaned over and kissed me. I took my eye off the road. We hit some gravel. Went into a skid. We crashed over the side and into the river. I guess I blacked out. When I hit the water, I came to. Tommy was unconscious. I pulled him out. Tried swimming to shore. But he just slipped away and was pulled under. I never saw him again.
Oh, Annie.
They never found a body. When you don't have a body, you get rumors instead. People saying things, ugly things. Just loudly enough for me to hear them.
Why did you stay here and put up with that abuse?
Only cowards run away. I'm no coward. If I left, people would just assume the worst, that the rumors were true. So I don't back down from anybody. I walk around this town, I look them all straight in the eye. Except now I can't look them in the eye anymore.
So, the town became judge and jury.
35 years, people have been saying that I killed my husband. And I guess they're right. I did kill him. I was driving the car. I live with that every day of my life.
I'm a bit embarrassed to admit it, but I was a wee bit taken in by the stories of your basement. I'm sure there's a innocent explanation.
Don't even talk about the basement.
It's just that if people knew what was in there, I'm sure they'd stop believing that you...
I don't care what they believe. No one goes down there. Do you understand?
Curiosity killed the angel.
Andrew, what are you doing here?
Well, I knew that you couldn't resist. And I also heard that you had a question for me.
I do. I'm not supposed to be here, but...
What?
It's about Tommy Doyle, a man who died. I'm afraid I might just have found the answer.
Well, I don't know what you were expecting, but that's all that's left of Tommy.
That vase, what is it?
This glass is called Murano. It's named after the island where it comes from. It's right next to Venice. This is the finest glass in the world.
a shrine to Tommy. Do you remember taking him?
Yeah, I do. Not the nicest guy in the world.
Really? Everybody said they loved him.
Well, you know, people change. Some people, when they get older, they get crabby.
But Tommy never got older. He died when he was 26, over 30 years ago.
Monica, I was there. Tommy died 6 months ago.
So Tommy didn't die the way anyone in this town thinks he did.
I told you this town doesn't know the truth from a toenail. We've got to get them all in the same room and get a little honesty going here once and for all, not to mention a little forgiveness.
I don't think I could ever get Annie to come here and do that.
Why not? 3 days ago, you had her nearly on a plane for Venice.
Aye, but she wanted to go to Venice.
What that sad, angry woman wants is peace. Can't you see that? Secrets and lies and hostility are not the problem. They're the symptoms. There's a disease to be cured here, and we've got to get all of the patients into the doctor. Now go on, Angel Girl. Get back with her as soon as you can. I'll handle the rest.
I'll do my best.
Monica?
Yes, Annie, it's me.
Where have you been?
Down in the basement.
What? How dare you?
It's a long story, but I hope once I tell you, you'll forgive me.
This is outrageous.
I saw the beautiful glass there and the photographs of Tommy. And these. Letters for you. Postmarked Venice.
Oh, God. You know,
I didn't read them, Annie. They're yours, not mine. But I do know what's in them.
how could you?
Because the truth will always find a way out. It can be hidden for years, but it never gets lost. Because the truth comes from God, Annie.
God? Who are you?
I am an angel, sent by God to help you.
What? What is this?
God knew that your eyesight wouldn't last long enough to see the light of Venice. But he wants to share with you something even brighter. His own light. God loves you, Annie Doyle. He does. And he knows you. And he knows the truth. And he cares about you more than you could even imagine.
God knows everything.
When I was first sent here, I was told to help you see something important before you lost your sight. And I thought that that meant your eyes still had something to see. But now I know I was sent here not because your eyes were going blind, but because your heart was going blind. Oh, Annie, you've lived in your own darkness for 35 years, and so has this town. And tonight, God wants the light of truth to shine brightly again on Blanchard Falls. And no matter what the truth is, and no matter how painful it is to say or to hear, God is with you. And so am I, Annie, because that's what friends are for.
Let me see if I understand this. You're an angel.
I believe in God. And I believe that you're an angel. But I don't believe that we mistreated that woman. She killed Tommy, and I know it.
It's not true. I didn't kill Tommy.
It's time for you to set the record straight, Annie Doyle.
Go on, Annie. You can do it.
The day after we were married, we were on the way to the airport. We were early, and Tommy suggested we pull over to enjoy the view. I must have forgotten to put on the emergency brake. I heard a noise, and when I turned around, the car was nearly on top of us. I was hysterical. Tommy just stared at the car, and he was so quiet. He wasn't upset at all. He was thinking. We climbed down to the car. I kept saying, I'm so sorry, but Tommy said, don't you see? This is our chance. We'll push the car into the water, and everyone will think the current swept our bodies away. Why would he want people to think we'd been killed? I couldn't understand it. This is our chance, he said. We can get out of Blanchard Falls free and clear. No debt, no payback. I helped him push the car into the river and walked back to town to report the accident. And then I went home and waited to hear from Tommy. He wrote me right away. I sent him the insurance money, and he sent me presents.
The beautiful glass in the basement.
Yes. Every few weeks he'd send me something else. He even sent me a vial of water from the Grand Canal. He sent me beautiful letters, telling me how much he loved me and missed me and wanted me there with him. But all the while, he kept saying the time wasn't right yet. He wanted me to stay in Blanchard Falls till all trace of suspicion had died down. Well, suspicion never died. But Tommy did. 2 years after the accident. The letters and the presents stopped. Not long after that, I received a note from a stranger in Venice. He said Tommy had died of pneumonia. I wanted to leave Blanchard Falls, but I couldn't. I didn't have any other place to go. My eyes had started to go bad. I hated this town, but at least I knew my way around, so I stayed. I survived by making collections on the telephone. But that only made people hate me more.
And that's the only part of this story that I believe.
You hush.
Is it true?
It is. And I'm sorry to say there's more.
Tommy didn't die in Venice 30 years ago, Annie. He died in California 6 months ago. He had another wife. One of many wives and many lives he chose to live after you knew him. And he never kept a single promise to anyone in 35 years.
He was never going to send for me.
No, Annie. No. But I think he did care for you, and he wanted to love you. Some people live their lives loving themselves first, taking, borrowing, stealing love from anyone kind enough to give it. And like Tommy, never discovering the joy of returning it. I'm sorry, Annie. And I'm angry too, because look what one man's selfishness has done.
Monica, would you take me home?
Well, I still have some work to do here, Annie, but I think Andrew would be happy to walk with you.
Hello, Annie Doyle?
Oh, the man with the mud.
She didn't mean that, Casey.
Tommy hurt her, but we destroyed her.
And we thought she owed us something.
Well, she did owe you the truth, but you didn't make it easy for her to share it. And now that you know it, what are you going to do about it?
friends are here.
I don't need anybody's pity.
We're not here to give you pity. We're here to give you something else.
What else?
Venice.
Venice. What is that?
It's my cappuccino maker. Being uncooperative today, huh?
Smell. Pappardelle alla guanciola. Maybe a little too much garlic?
Do you think there's any chance of having one of those cappuccinos now?
It's on the fritz.
Boat's in the water.
Boat? What boat?
It's your gondola, and I'm your gondolier.
What?
Watch your step now.
Careful.
There you are.
Oh.
Be careful, baby girl.
Why is everyone doing this?
Because they're trying to tell you something. They're trying to say they're sorry for being so mean. They're sorry for all the dreams that didn't come true. And they're trying to give you back at least one of them.
Is that a dog?
Well, they have dogs in Venice, too.
Whose dog is that?
Your dog.
Well, if she really doesn't have any other place to stay, she's not bad for a mutt with bad breath.
So, Annie, how are you liking Venice so far?
It's nice. It was very nice of you to do all this. I guess this is what Venice is really like. Sort of.
God doesn't do things halfway, Annie. He doesn't give us some of his love. He gives you all of his love. And he doesn't let you glimpse just a part of your dream. He lets you see it all. Look, Annie. This is Venice. Can you see it now, Annie? Can you see the light?
Yes, I can see it all.
It's hard to know the truth.
Yes, but it's better.
It's almost like she's really there.
Oh, she's really there, baby. She's really there.